Hello, everyone. So today I am doing a mukbang and a chit chat. So we're gonna be eating an ice cream actually. So this is also a product review as well. This is the Yasso um popsicle, or not popsicle. It's a Greek yogurt pop, which is frozen Greek yogurt, kind of like regular yogurt, but Greeky. I think it might be cultured. But this one is in the flavor strawberry lemonade, or it's called Strawbuddy lemonade. Um and it's actually really good. So I've been having these. To back up a little bit, I've been a little reluctant to try these because they're kind of pricey, at least up here. Where you're paying like $6, $7 for like 4 or 8 in the full size, I think. Um, so they actually went on sale, or maybe not sale. I This is the kid size, actually, the snack size, and they are lower price. They're like two something, less than $3 for a box of 8, 10, something like that. I'll put info in the description. But at that price I was more willing to try them. They never go on sale really, or they do but not by much. Um and I just didn't want to have a box of these things in the full size and not like them. Although I like all dairy, yogurty type stuff, I just wasn't sure how it was going to work out as an ice cream. Maybe it wouldn't be sweet enough. Who knows? Anyway, these are actually really good. So I'm just going to start having one now, while I tell you about my first pole dance class. Okay, so I need to back up to yesterday. Just actually before that, I'll say I've wanted to take pole dancing for quite some time. I go to the gym, although I haven't been this month or last month because I was traveling last month. This month I just haven't been. Um, but I'm gonna start back. But the thing about that is I haven't been getting the workout for my core that I've been wanting to. Even though I have a trainer at the gym. So our membership includes a trainer every 6 weeks or so. They'll devise a workout plan for you. Um, the plan she devised for me didn't really include core, and then I tried to do core on my own, and I didn't feel like I was making any progress in terms of strengthening my abs and my lower back. Um, so I've really been feeling like my core is unstable. So yeah, I've wanted to do pole dancing because that's an amazing way to build core strength. So like all those moves you see strippers and pole dancers doing, majority of it comes from the core. Also, I feel like I'm like too close up on the camera or something. Um, but also my friend in Atlanta does pole dancing. She's been doing it for years as a hobby. Um, and now she's moved on to the leer, I think it's called the leer. The hoops that people do kind of like the Cirque du Soleil stuff in. So when she moved on to that, I was like, you know what? I am going to do pole dancing. I have to finally start. So, I just took it upon myself to, book some lessons, this month, new year, whatever. Good point to stop and think about stuff you want to do and then just do it. If you have the means, I had the means. So, here I am doing it. And, now I can tell you about yesterday. So, I was like adamant about beginning these classes. So I actually I bought a Groupon because like not all studios are compatible with like your learning style. My friend told me that. And so there are two that are kind of close to me, and I wanted to try them out. and I based on so what the place I ended up going to tonight had one bad review, but the rest were good. But I kind of let that bad review stick in my head. Also, like I watched the class on Instagram, and I was like, maybe that reviewer could be telling the truth. So not that I saw anything bad on the Instagram, but I just, you know, I could conceive of, oh, they said that they weren't getting enough attention and that, yeah, anyway, I just kind of imagined it to be possible, like within the realm of possibility. Even though, like, you know, didn't know this lady, didn't know the studio or anything else about it. But the other one had all good reviews and it was black owned and what else? I don't know. It's a part of town that I don't love, but I try not to go there, but the location within that part of town was pretty easy to get to. I used to have a client that lived right there, so I was comfortable going. Um so I booked the Groupon, bought 5 classes at her studio. Um and long story short, the studio pretty much, I don't want to say it burned down, but it may or may not have burned down yesterday. There was a fire in the shopping complex. It's in like a shopping center. There was a fire there, and because she puts her updates on Instagram and I don't follow her cuz I'm a new student. I didn't check the Instagram that morning because I wasn't expecting a fire, and I had already communicated with her via email, and she said, "Okay, well this is the class list or this is the schedule for this week." So I had my class booked. I didn't check the Instagram. The weather wasn't weird or anything, so I didn't assume there would be any interruptions or cancellations, whatever. Um, but there was, and it was because of a huge fire. And I ended up going there anyway, which I'm kind of glad I did because I was going to try to see exactly where within the shopping center to locate the class so I could just go straight there next time. Couldn't even find the pole studio. So I do think it burned down. I read that 10 businesses were affected by this fire. I've since emailed her to see how, like what ended up happening, and she hasn't written back. So I don't think it's necessarily good news. No one was hurt. That's the good news. So, okay, here I am. I booked my first pole class. Studio burns down. The day of. At first I'm like, is this a bad sign? Like, what should I do? Then I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna twerk on somebody's pole. So I looked into that other class, which is in a part of town that's pretty accessible. Actually, it's even more accessible to me. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go there tomorrow. And that's today. And I went there and I need to start eating my ice cream. Oh, this is probably kind of gross. You know what? Maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe I'm not gonna have this ice cream as part of the mukbang while I'm talking about pole dancing. I didn't think this through clearly. Or maybe I can eat it less suggestively. I don't know. So, um, it is really good though. Like, you taste the strawberry. It tastes like a strawberry ice cream with like lemon flavor that kind of cuts through the creaminess, so it's like the perfect balance. Um, that's really why I wanted to do this review while doing this because I've been on an ice cream kick. So I'm gonna have another review, not while I'm eating it, but I recorded another review of the Briars. I forget what it's called, but it's only like 300 calories for the whole container. Those are so good. I had 2 of them this week. Um anyway, enough about that. So I went to pole dancing studio number 2 and I met the teacher. She was really sweet. Like very attentive, very sweet, very helpful. And it was good. The class size was small. I wanted a small class size so that people didn't have to share poles or anything. I wanted to pole dance the whole time and not have to like alternate. So I guess I'll walk through like this the play by play of when I arrived. I'm gonna eat this off camera. So when I arrived, um I might have to take this video down. When I arrived, because some of you guys are clowns and I can already see the comments. When I arrived, um there was a lady in a thong. There's a heavyset woman in like a thong swimsuit. It was kind of cheetah print or something like that. Mind you, it's like 19 degrees here. Um, but you know, it's warm in the studio, whatever. So I walk in and I'm like, everybody else is in shorts. A couple people might have had on like yoga pants or something. I had on shorts. Teacher had on. She had pants or shorts. I can't remember. She had pants, I think. Um, so I'm like, you know what? Just don't stare. Just be polite. You know, we don't even have to look in that direction. It's cool. Just like acknowledge her and say hi, and then that's it. Just like you're doing everybody else in the class, and you know, whatever. Like if that's what she feels empowered and, you know, nimble or whatever, in more power to her. Great. But then she's doing like all these warm ups, so she's a more advanced dancer. She's doing these warm ups and stuff, and she's like upside down. And then I can't help but look because I'm like, that lady is sliding all her butt crack up and down that pole. Her naked, natural, exposed butt crack. I hope we don't have to swap poles in this class because I'm not going in that direction. So then the teacher comes over, she's like, you know what, why don't you move over to this other pole? Because that one has it had like screws in it and she was worried I'd hurt myself or something. So I was like, you know what, okay. And it was like in the direction opposite the lady in the thong and cheetah, whatever, sliding up and down, you know, like anointing the pole with her butt crack. Anointing. Is that a good word to use? I didn't mean that in a sacrilegious way, but anoint doesn't have to be religious, so I'm okay with it. Anointing the pole with her butt crack juices. Um, and I feel bad because she turned out to be nice. And it like, and I didn't mean it as shade, but it was kind of like, sis, like this isn't an actual strip club. Like, okay, you know, somebody else might have to use that pole after you. But you do spray the pole down with alcohol the whole time throughout the class to help it remain grippy and not collect oil on it from like your hands and stuff. Um, so that was cool. Boy, that was cool. The alcohol was cool because you know that your pole is clean. Um, anyway, they were just, yeah, everyone was really nice. The instructor was really sweet. She made me feel very comfortable and welcome. So we started out doing stretches on a yoga mat. She brought over a yoga mat for me and whatnot, which is very sweet. She didn't have to do that. Like I was literally going over to get a mat for myself. Um, so yeah, it was nice. I accidentally think I kind of walked in on the other class before us while it was going on because I didn't realize they were in actual class. I thought they were just like waiting for our class to begin. But that wasn't a big deal because like I walked around. I didn't like walk in between. And they weren't on the pole. They were just like stretching or something. Um anyway, so it was fine. Um Now we learned technically three moves, two moves for my intents and purposes. I wasn't supposed to learn the third move, but so we learned something. I wish I could insert video. I didn't take video or photos this time because I was like, this might not look good. Um, and I was like, you know, when you're new to a place, you don't want to, or I'm like that. I don't want to like whip out cameras and things, even though everybody else had their phones. So next time, maybe I'll provide some footage depending on what we learn. Um, so today we learned two spins. One was a front hook where you hook your leg around and spin forward, then a back hook where you hook your leg around and spin backward. Um, and at first, like the scariest part for me was like learning how to just like fall. Cause like what makes you spin is like you're kind of like falling around the pole. And I know that the floor is there. And so it just like my brain um acclimating to the fact that I'm not going to hit the floor if I just just like relax and like loosen my grip and things like that. Which the grip loosening I'm still working on, but I think I got better probably cuz my hands were hurting by the end of the class. Um but yeah, so yeah, it's hard. It's more difficult than it looks. Um um but the more I did it, the more comfortable I felt, and the more I think my muscle memory kicked in and my brain learned that I could like like what's the word? Throw You can throw your weight in different directions and you're not going to hit the floor. Another thing I was worried about was hitting my foot on the pole, which I did do, but it didn't hurt so bad. But like I was like afraid to lift my legs up off the floor and things like that because I didn't want to, or like with getting going into the I'm like dripping down my arm. Going into mm, mm, mm. This is very melted now. Going into the spins, I I was afraid of smashing my foot against the pole, but then I kind of got over that. Actually, she started playing trap music and then I magically did the moves right. It's funny how like music can make you think you really are a stripper and then you all of a sudden know how to do stuff. But so I ended up learning how to do the spins and it was like hard. Like basically the move combo we learned was where you're spinning in one direction and then like while you're spinning on the pole, you change directions with your body and hook your leg around the other way and go in the other direction kind of. Um and yeah, the lady in the thong actually helped me get it cuz she does it kind of differently than the instructor does. And so then the hard part is knowing how you reverse directions with your body without like breaking your wrist or like losing or like changing your grip on the pole, I guess. Um and so she did it in a way that like made sense and yeah, like I got it after that. Um this class does hurt. My whole body hurt. I'm not as sore as I thought I would be, but maybe I'll be more sore tomorrow. So, we didn't do any climbing, which I'm really afraid of because I have bony feet, and I'm afraid because like you're pressing your legs and feet against the pole. And I've heard that climbing hurts really bad. Mm, got it on my mouth. So, the climbing, yeah, I want to do it, but I'm kind of scared. And the lady at the other pole studio that had the fire climbs with her thighs, which I really wanted to learn. Um, but that's gonna have to wait, I guess. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go back to this studio. I'm super excited. I want a pole in my house so I can practice. Because really half the battle is I need to get again like my core strong. Like I could lift my legs, but only briefly off the floor. That's the first thing that you kind of do. The first exercise is like lifting your body by you hold on with like your arms and kind of under your arm and like lift your legs up to your chest. I couldn't get my legs all the way up to my chest, but I could get them off the floor briefly. Um, so yeah, that's that. And I guess that was my pole experience. So we worked on the spins, or yeah, the spins, and then I practiced the fireman spin, which is basically how firemen look on TV when they're going down the pole, or maybe they just jump straight down, but you spin around because it's a stripper pole. Um, and yeah, so I basically that felt kind of comfortable. I just need to clean it up a little bit. Um, and you can also learn to climb from that position, I think. So it made me feel a little bit better about climbing, but I'm really excited. I'm going to get a multi class pack from her and just keep going a couple times a week, maybe 3 times a week. Also, I don't know what I'm going to do about this package I have at the studio that burned down. I do want to try classes with her, but like I mean, I don't want to be a jerk and be like, well, she hasn't emailed me back. Because really, I emailed her to see how, like exactly what happened and to say, I hope your studio wasn't damaged. Glad no one was hurt, that sort of thing. But I did just buy a class package and, oh, stay tuned. We'll be moving locations, or no, the studio's fine. We just have to wait for approval to reopen something. But anyway, that's that. And that is this video. So I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, take care and be well. Bye now.